Alright, gentlemen, welcome back to the shop. You catch me midway through a job here. I'm at the lathe, as you can see, and I'm just doing a little job here. I had a problem with the nuts. Well, one of the nuts for the Topslide compound, where you adjust the angle of the compound, and there's two nuts. They're recessed. Let's see. There's a slot there, and they're inside in that slot. And the one on the left side was damaged, so I couldn't really tighten it properly or loosen it. So it took me a while to figure out how to get this off. I thought that you'd just be able to wind off the top slide like you can with the cross slide and then just pull it off, but no. So how I thought then I needed to take the gib out and blah blah blah, but long story short, if you're doing this on a Colchester Bantam 2000 or similar, you just loosen off the two nuts and you keep loosening them, and then it just lifts off. So the nuts go into the compound here, or the bolts. They're just like a square headed. You drop them in there where the hole is, and they slide around. So I went and I got some new ones. So what we'll do is, firstly, we're going to give that a bit of a clean there with a Scotch-Brite, and it's got some residue of rust on it, so we'll give that a clean, and start putting that back together. Just give this a bit of a clean as well while we're at it. That's not too bad. Airline, give that a blow out. Just put a bit of heavy oil in there to make that nice and slidey. Let it stay in there. Right, just clean this pin. Come on. So as I said, we got new nuts, which are 38 UNC. This is going to be, actually, get that a bit of clean out in there while we're in there. Can't really get in there when the nut's in. Right, some pins on. Now the way to do this is you put in your two nuts like that, line them up, and then drop down the slide on top. Oh, get in there. Sorry, my head's probably going to be in the way now, so sorry about that. No. So that's it at 0. After making a boo-boo there. No, it's okay, we can do it anyway. Just tighten up this side. So now I couldn't tighten it on the one side, so because the nut was all damaged and charred. When things aren't tight, that's when you get chattering. Now, need to put the pin back in for the post. Give that a bit of a clean while we're here. So this is just a press fit. So just winding the cross slide out far enough that I can get it in. Oh. Perhaps should have done this before I put that. That way. Okay, so that's back on. Allen key in the bottom. Find the right one. Like, it wasn't very clear. I have the drawings and all for the saddle, the cross slide and the top slide, and I still couldn't figure out how you got it off. So a bit of head scratching later and we got it. Like, this machine, while it's not worn out or a total wreck, when I got it, I had to rewire it all because all the wiring was screwed up in it, which was how I got it so cheap. I paid €1,200 for this machine, and that was delivered and all. And of course, me being in a domestic situation here, no 3-phase, so I was going to have to use a frequency drive. Come on. Which we have set up. You see other videos done showing that. So the fact that the wiring was all screwed up didn't bother me too much because I was taking all that out anyway. Now, originally you had like a low and a high range on the motor, and your thread screw cutting chart denoted which one you were on. So I actually haven't tried cutting any threads on this. I was never really a fan of it. I just sooner run a die into the work or a tap, whatever, depending on whatever I was doing. So but I imagine we would be able to get it to work. I have the change wheels for the whole lot. I might try at some point. Anyway, that's not what we're doing here today. Now, this is the whole reason of why I did what I did. Now I need to put the... where did I put them now was the next question. I need to put the Gibbs screws back in. Now when you're putting in Gibbs screws, it's all a matter of feel. You don't tighten them until you can't tighten them anymore. That's not what you want. So I'm just starting the thread. One of these is a bit funny. Some of the fasteners and fixings on the machine are not great. Probably due to someone not being very careful with it. But that's the way it goes. So I'm kind of going through it. I've been threatening to do this for a while and I kept putting it off. So it's done now. So we won't have any more chattering as our cross slide is tight on both sides. Toss that back in. Took out the gib screw set bolts as well, set screws, so I need to put them back in. Where's the Allen key I used for them? Is the next question. Now, on to why we started all this. Firstly was the compound nut, so that's sorted. So a good while back, when I bought the machine, this is the tool post that came with it. It was just a single type tool post. And I went back over to the guy I got it from, and I was rooting around, and I got this. It's a 4-way tool post. But the difference was that while I could use it, fits the machine fine. You know, as with a lot of these tool posts, I'm not interested in these quick release, blah blah. I can't afford them for a start, and I don't use it enough to justify that. So, you know, I use the packer plates under them. Most of my tooling is 20mm. I have some that are smaller, so you have to kind of play around with the packers underneath to get your tool height in the center to the work. So what I done was, and secondly, in here, the locator, there's a location pin that goes in there, and that was missing, or a bush, sorry, not a pin. So we made one of those. That just pops in there like that. Sure we're clean here. Right, so what I done was, now when it came to the nut at the top, the nut that I had for the top of this was damaged as well, because there was no tool for it. So I was using this, made it out of an old wheel brace, an old socket, welded it together. I cut 2 slots in this because I didn't have a socket the right size because it's UNC, and I just put a Jubilee clip on it. That worked grand, but you know, I wanted something that looked a bit better, so we made this, which is something similar to what I should have had in the first place. And what I done was I went today and I got a new nut. I'm probably going to have to machine this nut slightly now to fit in here. But that's okay, we can do that. This is too big to fit. close enough. Tighten that up. So with the variable frequency drive, it gave me all these controls I have up the top here, where I have jog forward, jog reverse, all that. I have it set up that no matter what speed I have engaged through the gearbox, the motor will only run at, like, what are we there? It's running at 60 there, so we should have about 600. A bit less. So we'll let's see. Open this up a bit. Measure our nut. 27. Another little bit. I'm going to try that with the actual nut, because I want this to be a tight fit. I have 4 grub screws in this, but I want it to be tight. Another little bit. Oh, so we're pretty close there now. I just want to chamfer this. measured it there now, it's 27 on the nose now. Yep, bang on 27. So nut should fit now. Oh, my bad. There we go. Tighten up our grub screws now. Someone might ask, why didn't I just machine the bottom of this with the right thread? I didn't have the tap. The tap was 18 euros, the nut was €1. Go figure. Right, so take that out of there now. Perfect. I'm gonna finish up this video now. So you put the roller in there like that. Oh, come on. And you put the tool up against it. And it should be vertical up and down, which it is. So I'll show you what we're at here now. Come on, it won't give me ultra wide. Hang on. Right, so them little buggers in there was the cause of all the problems. That one was destroyed. You couldn't tighten it. It was all rounded off and whatnot. So I can get my wrench in. Jesus Christ, I'm dropping everything today. So we can tighten it now, which makes everything a lot more rigid. So depending on the tool I use, depends how much packing I have under it, and it just but I'm very happy with this, and I'm very happy now that I can tighten up them nuts, sorry. And the next project I want to do with this thing is I want to make 4 feet for it that are adjustable, that I can get it absolutely bang on level. It's pretty level, but I want to get it perfect. I want to put the digital on it and degree it out that it's flat in all directions. And another thing I have to do is I have to make new way wipers. I have some felt and all there to make those. They go here. They just wipe any detritus off the ways. It's not a bad machine, as I said. Unusual in the fact that it's got a removable gap. You can take out this piece here, give you more swing. It's quite unusual. You can barely see the line there, so all that comes out. And you can put something in the chuck that's a bit bigger. I'm kind of toying around with trying to get you're kind of restricted with spindle bore in this. I think it's 25 mil or 30 mil or something like that. It's the largest. No, I don't machine stuff that's going back down the spindle that long. Wouldn't mind getting a bigger chuck and a 4-jaw chuck and maybe a back plate, which will be handy. So look, I'm going to leave it there for now, and yeah, quite pleased with that little gadget now. That works quite well. Because it's very annoying every time you go to tighten that and it's falling off and all of that carry on. So it's good and solid now. And like, you only have to loosen it that much and you can, you know, it locks it up like. So happy days. Anyway, we'll get you in the next one. Bye bye.